systems across Kwara, Kogi, Kebbi, Niger, and other hotspots in the country. Call for the establishment of a joint task force covering the Kwara-Kogi corridor with forward operating bases in Eruku, Babanla. Okay, so let's start with prayer 3.
Thank you, Mr. President. My amendment is that we should urge the Federal Minister of Works to immediately commence the reconstruction of all federal highways within these bandits operated areas across the country, particularly the bandits affected areas.
Any seconder?
Yes.
Yes, Senator Izunaso.
My name is Senator Osita Izunaso. I rise to second the motion. The amendment of the prayers as moved by Senator Sani Musa, I so second.
The prayer has been reconstructed by Senator Sani Musa. Those in support of the amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 5. Yes, Senator Garuba.
Thank you very much, Senate President. Distinguished colleagues. Sir, last time when I came here, there was a forward operation base that was proposed and the land has been acquired in my district, but it has not taken off. So I want this prayer to include forward operation base in Wasagu town, for which land has been acquired.
Construct it.
Land has been acquired.
Construct the prayer the way you want it.
So that the army should.
No. It says call for the establishment of a joint task force covering the Kwara-Kogi corridor with forward operating bases.
Yes.
In Eruku.
Yes.
To be at Eruku. Bambala, Okeru, and Isanlu. You want to add your own?
Yes, and Wasagu.
And Wasamu?
Wasagu, sir. Yes, Kango Wasagu, sir. Kebbi State, yes.
Wasamu in Kebbi State. Wasamu in Kebbi
State, yes.
Kebbi State.
Yes, sir.
Any seconder? Yes, Senator Neda.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, Senator Neda Imaso in Dosa Senatorial District. I stand to second the amendment by.
Read.
I think we should expunge.
Read what is in prayer. So.
Mandate the Senate to investigate the root causes of rising insecurity and the role of internal collaborators and report back within 14 days.
No.
There's a subsisting committee.
So we should delete prayer. So those in support that we delete prayer 7 say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you for pointing out. Prayer 7 is deleted. No, we'll come to that. So prayer 8 is advise the federal government to strengthen the local vigilantes to be able to respond swiftly to similar attacks in future. This should also include a review of Nigerian firearms law to reflect the current security challenges, as we have over 175 countries where responsible citizens are permitted to own guns or to carry arms. Those in support of prayer 8 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So prayer 9, mandate the Senate to investigate the sudden withdrawal of military personnel from the Kebbi school shortly before the bandits' invasion and to report back urgently. Amendment, yes, Senator Binus Yaro.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. Binus Yaro, Adama South. Amended to read, constitute an ad hoc committee or mandate a particular committee of the Senate, sir. I saw.
Any seconder? Yeah, distinguished Senator Ndume.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Sergeant at Arms, can you let those people know we are still in session? They should have their committee meeting outside.
Mr. President, the amendment raised.
Clerk of the Senate, will you go there and see what is going on there? Yes.
Instead of Senate, we remove and replace it with Senate Committee on Army to investigate the sudden withdrawal of military personnel, whose Army or Defense, whichever the two. It's either Defense, cool? Okay. Either Army or Defense. Before then, Mr. President, can you mandate Senator Adam Osomole to go back to his seat?
It's mandated.
Okay. So the amendment is, in addition to that, Senate Committee, we just add Senate Committee on Defense and Army to investigate.
No, even Internal Affairs also involved. Interior security.
No, if it is Internal Affairs, is to investigate your movement to the Senate President and coming back.
I went to report the battle happening Goza.
You see, internal.
Goza, that's your next line. The whole state.
Okay, thank you. Mr. President, can I have your attention? Okay, Senator Adams said I should also ask you to mandate Senator Lalong to go back to his seat. Let me use this opportunity, sir, to say that in my constituency 2 days ago too, 12 girls have been abducted up to now. We don't know their whereabouts.
In your constituency?
In my constituency in Huyum, 13 of them were abducted. One.
Amending the motion, don't forget.
Yeah, I've amended the motion already.
But now you are narrating. Is that coming to the
We said Defense and Army. The amendment
so
is.
The amendment is
that. No, we said Army, Defense and Army. We said mandate the committees on Defense and Army to investigate the sudden withdrawal of military personnel from the KB school shortly before the bandits' invasion and report back urgently. That is the amendment.
Yes, seconder.
On that amendment, sir.
No, I'm seconding because Yaro has already made.
Sir, before you put the question on that amendment, because I mentioned this while I was making my contribution, we said a joint committee by Senate committees on Defense, Army, Air Force, National Security and Intelligence, Interior, Special Duties, and Police Affairs. It should be a joint investigation by them. And we'll give them 2 weeks to report back to us.
Okay, I don't know which one is more appealing, allowing 2 committees or allowing all our security related committees. So allowing all security related committees or allowing 2 committees, those in support of all related security committees of the Senate to go into this investigation and report back to the Senate in 2 weeks. Say aye. Those against say nay. Well, the ayes have it. Allowing only 2 committees to investigate and report back to the Senate in 2 weeks. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. So it means that they are allowing the Senate committee, all the committees, the Senate Committee on Army, the Senate Committee on Air Force, the Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence, the Senate Committee on Interior, Special Duties, Navy as been mentioned, and Police Affairs to come together, investigate that particular issue relating to the death of Brigadier General Obah and report back to the Senate in 2 weeks. Is that the view of the Senate? And oh yeah, sorry, the withdrawal of the soldiers from the school that they had credible intelligence on and come back to tell us they should go. Senator Ningi.
Mr. President, Abdul Ningi, Bauchi Central. Mr. President, I also move to add that the joint committees do also handle the circumstances surrounding.
That was actually what I had in mind when I was moving for amendment of that prayer. So now that it has come, my name is Osita Naso. I want to second the motion ably moved by Senator Ningi that the circumstances surrounding the death of Brigadier General Musa, the killing, be also added to the assignment given to the committees. I so second, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, the committees on our joint committees on security related matters in the Senate will investigate the circumstances leading to the withdrawal of soldiers from the school in Kebbi few minutes before the bandits struck, and the bandits had a field day for over 2 hours to operate, even when there was credible intelligence. Therefore, the Senate wants to get into the root of it, and so all these related committees are to go into the matter and then report back to the Senate in 2 weeks. Distinguished Senator Ningi has also moved a motion that the circumstances surrounding the death of Brigadier General Obah, who also made a passionate call, but unfortunately his position was given away through electronic media that led to the bandits killing him, that should be added to this committee to investigate and bring back. So 2 major issues that worry us, and their recommendations to be taken very seriously. Those in support that this, the death of General Obah and the circumstances surrounding his death be added to the committee for investigation, say aye. Aye. Those again say nay. The ayes have it. Now, the lead committee, before the additional prayer, the lead committee on this that will chair will be the Committee on Defense. the issue is very serious.
Your Excellency, distinguished colleagues, I rise to propose that as an additional prayer, the Senate should urge additional prayer now.
Prayer 10. Resolved that the Senate undertakes a diplomatic engagement with the United States of America and other allied nations' parliaments to strengthen cooperation on intelligence sharing, counter-terrorism training, and technological support in addressing Nigeria's security challenges. Those in support of prayer 10 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 11, observe a 2-minute silence in memory of the departed souls of the amendment. Yes. Amendment, Senator Ani.
Speak on behalf of people of Ebonyi South. The amendment should read, observe a
Grammatical error.
both grammatical and the substance. I said the amendment should read, observe a 1-minute silence in memory of the departed souls. I so move.
Any seconder?
Yes, Mr. President, I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I want to second that motion moved by Senator Ani. It is not the duration, but it is the symbolism of it. 1 minute silence, not how long it is. So I hereby second the motion as moved by him. Thank you.
The motion has been moved and seconded that we refer to the amendment made by distinguished Senator Antoniani, that we observe a 1-minute silence in memory of the departed souls. Yes. Okay, but we take this first. Those in support of the prayer as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes are. Yes, distinguished Senator Lawan.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, Mr. President, you have listened to various submissions by our colleagues, and this is one of our best sessions on a very important topic, an issue in the country. I feel, and that is the additional prayer, that the leadership of the Senate should be mandated to go and meet with Mr. President and brief him on these issues that our colleagues have raised and our resolutions. Otherwise, these resolutions will go through the normal channel of the CNA, SGF, and so on. And these are issues that are time-bound and time-constrained. So I want to propose that brief him on the resolutions and the views of the senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Any seconder? Yes, distinguished Senator Sani Musa.
Thank you, Mr. President. My distinguished colleagues, I'm Mohammed Sani Musa. I stand to second the motion as presented by distinguished Senator Ahmad Lawan. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, a motion has been moved and seconded that the leadership of this Senate should immediately move to brief Mr. President for the leadership to move to him and brief him accordingly, resolution by resolution, because Nigerians want to get an end to this insurgency, and the Senate is very concerned. That's why we have devoted the entire day towards discussing this. It's not for nothing. Yes, just before additional prayer, the Senate leader has raised his hand.
Mr. President, your directive is well taken, and let me just say that I'm actually rising pursuant to Order 1B of our rules. And the reason I have to do what I'm about to do, because I had to choose between bringing a motion or merging it to be part of what we are discussing now in the name of additional prayers. Sir, nothing is going to change unless we ourselves first change. And it's easier for us to identify with the call by Nigerians of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief on the need to have a rejig or a further rejig of the security architecture. Of course, that will be part of our prayers. But I believe that we should start from inside. Sir, most respectfully, I refer you and our distinguished colleagues to Order 23 and Order 94 of our rules. And if I have your permission, sir, I will read.
Please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Order 23. Sorry. Order 23 provides for the duties of the office of the leader of the Senate. But specifically, I refer to Order 23(2)D, which says the leader of the Senate shall liaise with committee chairmen and other functionaries of the Senate. More importantly, sir, Order 94, sub 4. Order 94 of our rules says, Order 94(4) says, all committee appointments shall be subject to periodic reviews. Mr. President, I stand on the floor today without prejudice to anyone, and yet without minding whose ox is God, to say that the provision, relevant provisions in our rule book, that committees should give reports of activities, were not placed in our rules for nothing. It's for us to be able to guide ourselves. And we cannot be talking on matters of insecurity almost on a daily basis without our standing committee on national security and intelligence having, I am standing, sir, to make four. My first additional prayer is that this Senate resolves to dissolve its standing committee on national security and intelligence, as well as the standing committee on
national intelligence and security, and also our committee on Air Force also seem moribund 2 years after, and therefore he has made a motion that the two committees be dissolved forthwith for reconstitution. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleagues. In line with the seriousness of what we have been discussing since morning and the need to be very proactive and face the challenges, I want to support the motion ably moved by the Senate President, the Senate Leader, that we take the action suggested. As a second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in support that there are standing committees on national security and intelligence and the standing committee on Air Force be dissolved forthwith for reconstitution in the next 1 week. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. As you noted, only one person said nay. Yes, go on to the next issue. The next issue. You had 4 issues. We have the Senate has agreed to one. By implication,
yes, sir.
The Standing Committee on Air Force and the Standing Committee on National Security and Intelligence, both committees are hereby dissolved.
Thank you. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, my second additional prayer is that the Senate resolves to give its standing committees on Army, Navy, Defense, Interior, and Police Affairs 1 week to brief the Senate in closed-door session on the activities of the committees. That's my prayer number 2. I'll let you put the question.
Verbally or in writing? Verbally or in writing?
Well, I'll say both, sir.
Both.
Both.
Minority
Leader.
Leader.
Closed-door session.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President.
Colleagues, the motion moved by the Senate Leader and seconded by the Minority Leader goes as follows. That our standing committees on the Army, Navy, Civil Defense, Defense, Interior, and Police Affairs are hereby given 1 week within which to brief the Senate on the activities, which of course will add to or minimize insecurity within 1 week in closed session.
Amendment.
Yes.
Mr. President, with all due respect, we know what is our problem.
I want the amendment. I don't want a debate.
That amendment should include all committees of the Senate. All committees of the Senate.
All committees.
Yes, to bring their report before the Senate, because we have not been doing that.
No, I'm saying that you can also add that as additional prayer. But this, because of the urgency of the security situation, because of the urgency of the security situation of the nation, we are employing our committees relating to security to ensure that they brief this Senate on the activities of their committees within 1 week.
And then the rest within 1 month.
And then you can also bring the other one up.
No, that's what I say. And then the rest should bring their report within 1 month.
Okay, well, I can add the two.
Okay.
So what he's saying is that while the committees relating to security, those that have not been dissolved yet, should brief the Senate within 1 week in closed session. All other committees of the Senate, all standing committees, should use 1 month to also bring in their reports. But I think that should be in writing. You understand? So any seconder? So distinguished Senator Oshimole.
I rise to support. My name is Adam Saliu Eric Oshimole. I represent the great people of Edo North. I rise to support the additional prayer by distinguished Senator Ndume
to the effect that all other committees should submit their report both in writing and explain them to the Senate within 1 month. I so second, Mr. President.
Dissenting committees, dissenting colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded. An additional an amendment has been proposed by distinguished Senator Alindume, and that amendment has been seconded by distinguished Senator Adam Doshimole, that whilst the committees relating to security as listed should within 1 week brief the Senate on the activities of their committees, all other committees should within 1 month submit their reports to the Senate for us to be conversant with the works they are doing within 1 month. Those in support of the amendment as proposed, say aye. Because it's been seconded. Those in support of the amendment that we receive from security committees in 1 week and also receive No. You see, what he did, you can't separate them. Okay. Distinguished colleagues, on the first leg of the motion, that all security-related committees as listed should within 1 week brief this August Assembly of the activities which will help us to justify their existence, their functionality, and their efficiency within 1 week. Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, on the issue of all Senator Ali Dube and seconded by distinguished Senator Adams Oshimole, those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Distinguished colleagues, my ears are very good, so I can hear, and therefore the nays have it.
President, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues. Sorry, sir.
Order, please. Order, please.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, we have done 2 out of the 4 additional we have to do with the executive arm. And I will take the 2 together so that everybody will understand. Additional prayer number 3, that this Senate stands with Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on his determination to decisively address and resolve the insecurity challenges undermining the safety of Nigerians and the security and unity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And 4, that the Senate identifies with the popular call by well-meaning Nigerians on the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed.
Any seconder? Senator Mangunu.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno Senatorial District. I beg to second.
Distinguished colleagues.
Amendment. Amendment.
Because it has been seconded, please let the amendment come as additional prayer.
Mr. President, before you put it to vote,
it should, this is Senator Yao. Sorry, this is Senator Yao.
Majority will always have its
Sorry, this is Senator Dube, no argument. Senator Sahabi Yao.
Now, let's go by the parliamentary practice that once a prayer, all forgets about and go by what has been called for and amended.
Well guided. Well guided. Senator Sahabi Yao, a veteran of the Senate, has given us guidance that once a prayer, additional prayer is met and seconded, that the question must be put by the presiding officer, and that any other thing that comes should come by a further additional prayer. So this way, Senator Ndume, I put the question, thereafter I come back to you. Those in support of the prayers proposed by the Senate leader, one, that this Senate stands shoulder to shoulder with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in his determination to minimize and eradicate insecurity and fight the insurgents headlong to ensure the safety and security of lives and properties of Nigerians on the one hand, and secondly, he should further that the Senate hereby calls on him to further rejig his security architecture for optimal results. Those in support of the two motions as additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The two are carried. Clerk of the Senate, ensure the best interests of the nation. We are not interested in looking at anybody's face. We are interested in what can assist the president and what can assist Nigerians to sleep well. So I thank you all. No, first, Senator Ndume.
Mr. President, the additional motion or the amendment I wanted has already been overtaken by event because the gavel is down. But all I wanted to say was that this is our responsibility, and to note that recently we screened the service ships. That is the rejigging of the leadership, where the president, after seeing what is happening, felt that the leadership of the armed forces should be changed. So I don't understand what the Senate is now saying, sending the message to Mr. President to do what again? To rejig the Senate leadership, the armed forces leadership, or to tell him, I agree with the first prayers, but the second one is my concern. The president needs to be supported by this Senate, even if we have to, that the Nigerian armed forces and other security agencies lack the equipment they need in order to execute this assignment.
This way, Senator Ndume, your submissions are noted. It didn't start in your time, it started in Ndume's time. So you have the floor. You have the floor.
Sir, Your Excellency, my additional prayer is, in the light of the insecurity we are facing now, I want to call on the activation of what they call the reserve bench in the military or paramilitary apparatus. If there is, because it is within the next 6 or 9 months, and if we've not been practicing that, then the security agencies and the military apparatus or the armed forces should start implementing their reserve quota. Additional prayer, sir.
Yes. Any seconder? Yes, Senator Garba.
Thank you very much, the Senate President and distinguished colleagues. I rise to support the motion, to second the motion, ably moved by Senator Mustafa, the Turakin of Ilori, that the armed forces should activate the reserve bench so that this fight against security can start in earnest and immediately. I so second.
Yes. Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that the reserve bench or reserve insurgency. So, we don't have it. Well, the motion has already been moved and seconded. Those in support of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. Yes.
Immediately, the Senate leader to bring a proposed amendment to the Anti-Terrorist Act to include kidnapping as a terrorist act.
Any seconder? Yes, this is Senator Adams Oshimole.
My name is Adams Aliweri Kushimole. I represent an appropriate legal system that the offense of kidnapping should carry death penalty for which no judge shall have power of any discretion. Laws by parliament in this case, because it is serious. If you will indulge me, I will say also to urge governors to have the courage to uphold the letter of the Constitution. Governors shall proceed to sign the appropriate instrument for those death sentences to be carried out. Laws are made to be obeyed. He who swore to the Nigerian Constitution must obey it. That is why I signed death penalty when I was a governor. Some other governors refuse to sign, even though their agent may be wasting people under election tension.
Distinguished colleagues, a very serious addition has been made that the laws of the Federation now on terrorism, anti-terrorism, that kidnapping should be the penalty for kidnapping should be changed immediately to carry the maximum punishment of death. This has also been seconded, that henceforth kidnapping should first be classified as a terrorist act and which should carry death penalty. It is not up to any judge. Once the offense of kidnapping is established, the death penalty must follow. There is no discretion as to what kind of punishment should be given, that the judiciary should adhere. So let me put the question. Those in support that terrorism, that kidnapping should henceforth be described as a terrorist act, and that kidnapping should henceforth carry death penalty as a terrorist act in Nigeria. Say aye. Aye.
He is saying we have to pass the law. And he's guiding, that's what he said, that the Senate leader should bring.
There is a law. There is a law. There is a law. He's saying that we should register.
He's not talking from his seat. He cannot talk there. Sadi cannot talk there. Sadi, you cannot talk there.
Yeah, Senator Adams Oshimole, whatever Sadiq said is deleted from our books because he was not speaking from his seat. So he's ruled out of order. So yes.
Our rules, our order paper on rules of debate defines the role of everyone, including that of the Senate leader and the Senate President and Deputy Senate President. And it says the Senate leader or anyone acting on his behalf is in the room. I invited distinguished Senator Sadiq to come and stand in for me. which he did. So, my motion is that what he said be not deleted from the record of our proceedings. I so move, sir.
Well, the good thing is that Sadiq said nothing. so your interpretation of the rule is classified as a terrorist act. Those in support of that say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. 2, that in line with the provisions of the Terrorism Act, that the offense of kidnapping henceforth should carry the death penalty. Those in support that we should reject, that the leader of the Senate should bring an amendment to the act to ensure that the offense of kidnapping becomes a terrorist act, and in addition carries a death sentence without any option of fines of fine, and without any discretion on the part of the judiciary. Those in support say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. So henceforth, the leader of the Senate, in the shortest possible number of days, please bring an amendment that Nigeria will henceforth classify kidnapping as a terrorist act, and also classify kidnapping being a terrorist act should now carry death sentence without option of fine. Is that the view of the Senate? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I think we have so that we don't water down the very crucial decisions we have made today. I want to thank all distinguished senators, because the events of the last few weeks have been very disturbing, both to all Nigerians, to the international community, and even to our children in the diaspora. That the Senate has risen to the occasion today by spending a whole day to discuss this issue, by taking necessary steps today to strengthen Mr. President and strengthen the security apparatus of the nation, is something very commendable. So I want to congratulate all of you and thank you for rising to the occasion, and hope that our resolutions and all our amendments would lead to better security for this nation. Can we now rise to observe 1 minute silence for all those who unfortunately lost their lives in the last few days of marathon kidnapping and terrorist acts in our nation?
I want you to help me.
From our Nigerian citizens who lost their lives in the Kebbi saga, down to in their efforts to secure their nation, to all those who have recently lost their lives as a result of the marathon attack by insurgents, terrorists, and bandits on schools and homes and communities in Nigeria, we collectively pray that their souls find repose in the hands of Almighty God. And we say amen. Just a presidential announcement. Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, Senate President, National Assembly Complex, Distinguished Senate President,